Hello guys, good evening all. Good evening all. I've seen like a few comments. Aruna, Chotika, Lavanya, Nithya, Soumya. Good evening all. Hope everyone celebrated like Vinayak Chauthi well and good, and had a long weekend as well. Have you all guys like practiced? Okay, in the last session, like we have discussed, we are talking about layouts. Firstly, we have seen float. Again, we have seen flex. I see few more people like everyone is joining, so that I was not jumping into the topic. We'll just try to recall the previous sessions after a long weekend. So we'll just talk there, and once everyone is comfortable, after like 5 to 10 minutes, we're gonna start into today's session. Okay. In the last session, like we have talked about the float, the flex. I'll just open the Visual Studio if you have like any queries, and also like if you are facing any queries or issues in your previous sessions, you can just make a note of it and let us know in the comment section so that like we can clarify your doubts then and there itself. And also we are like we are sharing the code files uh, like uh, on the day itself, whatever the files which we are explaining here, you can get the code files in the GitHub link. You can go there, like day to day we are sharing that GitHub link as well. Okay, if you are like, or if you want this GitHub also, you can contact us. Whatever the resources you need, you can just contact us. Okay, to our office. Everyone has our number. And talking about, coming back to our layouts, what are all the how many ways we can create layouts? We can create layouts in, when it comes to HTML, we will be creating using divisions. When it comes to in CSS, we talked about three ways. The first one is going to be float, the next one is going to be flex, and the third one is going to be grid. Today we'll try to talk about grid. In the previous session we talked about like float and flex. Okay, most of the float is an outdated one. No one is going to use as a, like if you are starting something new, developer is going to prefer flex. Okay. uh, we need to know how the float is going to work as well. Why? Because as I already told you, if somewhere you have the people may have used this float, so that you need to know how this float is going to work, and also in some cases this float is also going to help us. Okay. And comparing to float and flex, we have more benefits as well. Benefits in a sense, we have a lot of properties which is going to create and design our layout in a easy way. Okay, without writing a lot of code, using these properties. We talked about like container properties as well as item properties. I just gonna open it, open our previous open folder. Okay, just to give me a second. Okay, we'll try to like inside this, we gonna create all our files here. I'm gonna create a new folder, new, and folder. I'm gonna add CSS. Inside the CSS, we are today we are going to talk about CSS select folder, or else we can like add this also, demo select folder. inside our Visual Studio. Now we have all our files here. Now what I'm gonna do, here we have all our files here. So attribute selector, we talking about float. Here we talked about like float, what are all the properties we have in float, left, right and none. Okay, when it comes to flex, most of the developers is going to prefer flex. Okay, when it comes to grid, we have grid as well. Okay, grid is the advanced level of creating a layout. Okay, and also when the difference between like a flex and grid is, flex is going to be only in one dimension. When it comes to grid, it is going to be two-dimensional layout. We can like, when it comes to flex, we are going to work with either columns or rows. Okay, but when it comes to grid, we can work with both together. Okay, we can like create and do modifications to rows and columns. I'll try to in a meanwhile, within like few minutes I'm gonna explain you how this grid is going to work. Okay, grid has a lot of properties. Okay, but as of now it is like going to be very advanced. Okay, and also people get confused with it. We are not going to explain you in that level, because it is going to like confuse you when it comes to this float as well. Float and flex, it is going to confuse the whole thing. So we'll not we'll just cover whatever the level which we require, we are going to cover up to that. Okay, now talking about the grid, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a new file into grid. I'm gonna save this as grid. Grid, creating layout using grid .html. Hit enter. And I'm gonna write the basic syntax of HTML. Doc type HTML. Inside HTML we have head and a body. What are all the content the head is going to contain? It is going to contain all the meta information. Meta information is nothing but the page information. Creating layout using grid. Next, coming to the body. Coming to the body, what are all the what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create some divisions. See, this is also going to be the parent and child relationships. Division. I'm gonna create a few more divs. See, this is going to the parent, and also get familiar with the word called as container class. I'm gonna name this as container. Why I call this as container? In the sense, we are going to give some reasonable names to it. Okay, in the sense, because this div is the parent div and it is going to contain all the elements. So that what is the general meaning, what is the general thing of container is going to do? It is going to store all set of things. In the same way, it is going to happen. When it comes to child, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create div1, and I'm gonna class name, class is equals to, I'm gonna name this as grid1, and I'm gonna give some common class as well. common class in the sense grid item, and individual classes is grid 1. Now I just gonna copy this and I gonna copy paste. Always like try to copy paste. Okay, whatever the children's how many you want, I gonna like just change the second 2 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 d4s. Control save. Now I gonna like just execute this, open in browser, div1 div2 div3. Now what I am going to do is I gonna write some styles for it, style inside my head tag. Style for the styles, what am I going to do is for container dot, because it is a class name, we are going to target using class name, so container. Container, for this container what I am going to do is I gonna give some border for it, border of 2px solid, any sort of color, red. See, sometimes you are like routinely using the same color, so what we are going to do is we're gonna pick some sort of different colors. Where from where I gonna check color COL or colors W3 schools. Here from here we're gonna pick all sort of colors. We'll try to change the colors. Okay, what this is going to do is it is see here, from here we can copy this and we can use different sort of colors. Solid magenta, Control S. Now what I'm gonna do is, and now if you reload our page, reload, oh where is this, something is, oh it is taking time, it is still loading. Okay, let that take time. In the meanwhile we'll try to like add some of the properties. Magenta, the color thing also, here now it is happening. Okay, now everything is fine. Now what I'm gonna do is, see, when it comes to creating layouts, what are all the different ways? We have the same thing. Now the main thing is for creating a layout. Now creating a layout, so see, we have taken the same example for float as well, flex as well. Now we are going to create this using grid. Okay, grid has a lot of features. Okay, as of now we are not going to use all the features, we are going to cover only a few which is necessary to us. It is going to, if you are going to dive deep into it, it is going to confuse us, so we are not going to do that as a beginner. So once you are familiar with all sort of things, then you, if the requirement demands, then only you are going to use this grid, like you can dive into it. Once you are familiar with the basics, like, and diving into it is not a big deal. So what you are going to do is, I am going to do is, I'll explain you the overview how this grid is going to work, and also what is I have already explained what is the difference between flex and grid. Okay, when it comes to flex, it is going to be always like one dimensional, we are going to work with one dimensional. But when it comes to grid, it is going to work with two dimensions. When it comes to flex, it is going to be one dimension, either row or column. But when it comes to grid, it is going to be both rows as well as columns. We can have both rows as well as columns. Now we're gonna give common styles for our children. So what is a common class? Grid, caps lock, dot, class name, grid item, grid item. Okay, when it comes to this grid item, we're gonna give some colors, color or anything, color and height width as well. Also you can give height of 100 px, width of 100 px, and I'm gonna give background color. Background color of, we'll copy our color from here. See from here. See, you can also copy this color code as well. That is not going to be a big thing. You can also use color codes. Control save. Or you can use any sort of color. That is not a problem. See, here you have a lot of colors. Whichever the color you want, you can use it. Okay, see here, this color, you can also use this as well, this color code. Just need to copy it and paste it. That's it. It is going to work. Now here I'm gonna reload it. See, I have my colors here. Okay, d1 d2. I need some, I'm gonna apply some padding for it, for my container. Padding of 10 px, and here I'm gonna give some margin to it. Margin of 10 px. Save and try to reload it. Okay, now this is the case. Now what we need is, we need to have a side by side. That is what we are talking about, right? The creating a layout side by side. So that what I am going to do, if you I'll explain how to create this. Okay, now I'm gonna give for my this is also going to be a parent and child relationships. Now what I'm gonna do is, for my parent, what I'm gonna do is display the same thing, like flex. How we are going to write our flex? Display flex. Once you write the display flex, what it is going to do, it is going to make all the child elements to a single row. In the same way, when it comes to this grid also is going to work, but in a different way. Grid, see, I just passed the grid. Control S. See when it comes to this, we see no difference here. It is the same, like D1, there is no, it's in the same, like but when it comes to flex, I'm gonna just pass flex here. Control S and reload. See, it makes all the block layer elements to inline. When it comes to this grid, by default, if you are going to pass a grid, it is not going to show any impact. Okay, when you are writing its properties, then only the impact is going to start. Without this display grid, those properties have no impact. With this grid, only with this grid, there is no impact on the output. So now what are all the properties we have in grid? I'll try to explain what are all the properties we have using this grid. Now I'm gonna show you this. Now the first property, grid templates columns. What is this grid template columns is going to do? 200 px. I'm gonna pass some 200 px and 100 px. Now I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna reload this. See, by default, what is happening here? Grid. By default, if you are not passing this, I just want to comment this. See, now what is this going to be? It is going to be by default, this is how it is going to look. Now what I'm gonna do, I just gonna uncomment this and I'm gonna reload. See, it makes the block layer elements to inline elements. Understood? Now what is this? Why it is not coming in a single row? Okay, that is how this grid is going to work. Okay, how? In the sense, see, the 200 pixels and the 100 pixels. What is this 200 pixels and what is this 100 pixels? Okay, now I'll try to explain this. Okay, now I just remove the width. Okay, by default we have passed to our children like a width of 100 px. I just remove it. Okay, save and reload. See what exactly is happening here? What exactly is happening here in the sense, whatever you pass the first value here, okay, it is going to be the column width. Okay, it is going to be the column width. Okay, if you remove this height also, you can see the difference. The height is not going to apply. See, this is how it is going to look. But for now, we just need a height. Okay, now we are just talking about columns, one column, two column. We have created two columns here. Okay, how many, see, whatever the values, how many values you are going to pass, that many columns it is going to create. I have like passed two values, so it is going to take first value as first division width, the second value is going to be second division's width. Okay, see, that is why you can see 200 pixels and 100 pixels width. Now I'm gonna pass one more. Okay, I'm gonna pass one more. I'm gonna pass 300 px here. Control S, and I'm gonna reload. See, the third division has come here. When it comes to here, grid item, I'll give some font size so that you can see it better. Font size of 30 px. Save and reload it. Okay, now you can see what exactly is happening. It is going to create only three columns. Okay, the first value is going to be 200 pixels, and the second division is going to be 100 pixels, and the third division is going to be 300 pixels. Okay, so this is how it is going to take this grid template columns. Okay, if you want only two, then you are going to pass only two values, so that it is going to take only two values in the first first row. Okay, now, and also we can pass this using fractions as well. Okay, when it comes to this, this is going to be in pixels, 200 pixels and 100 pixels. There is one more way you can pass the values when it comes to in fractions, 2 fr and 1 fr. Okay, fractions. See what exactly is happening here. If you check, when it comes to pixels, it is going to be taken in pixels. When it comes to this, it is similar to flex property, which we have used in our grid, flex properties. In flex we have a property called as grow, as well as in flex also a child item property. Item property we have used float, flex. So in that way also you can use this. What this is going to do is, we have passed 2 fr and 1 fr. What is this 2 fr and 3 fr? The complete screen is going to divide into three parts. Out of the first division is going to take 2 pixels, 2 parts, and the second division is going to take 1 part. Okay, that is how this is going to happen. Okay, you can either use this FRs, the pixels, or this FRs. And also we have one more property. It's just gonna, I'll just comment this and write this again. Okay, so that whenever it is required, grid, you can have a reference here. Template columns. Okay, now what we have a property called as a repeat. What is this repeat is going to do is, I just gonna see, you want 4 columns. Think that we need 4 columns, okay, or 3 columns, any set of any number of columns with the same size in that area. What we are going to do, or else I'm gonna show you a real-time example. Anything AchieversIT as well. See this area. Okay, how many we have? 3, 6 columns we have. We need 6 columns with the same size. In this, what you are going to do using grid. Okay, repeat. You have 4 divisions, so I'm gonna use 4 divisions, and I'm gonna pass some values to it. 100 pixels. So what the output is going to be? See, it is going to take all the 4 divisions. In how many, whatever the value you have passed, that many divisions is going to be in that particular row, and it is going to take the of equal size, 100 pixels of equal size. If I pass 300 here, it is going to take 300 pixels of equal size. Okay, all the divisions is going to apply equal size equally. For this section, this is the example. To create this section, you can by using, if you want to create grid, by using grid, if you want to create, you can use this property for this example. Okay, the next one. Okay, this is how this grid is going to work. And the next one is, see, and also here, if you want only 3 values, I'm gonna save this and I'm gonna reload this. See, 3, we have 3 divisions in my first row. Next, I think you all understood this. Next, what I am going to do is, we are go now. We'll try to jump into grid templates rows. We up to now we have talked about columns. Now we are going to talk about rows. What is this rows is going to be 200 px as well as 100 px. Save and reload your page. Okay, now I'm gonna remove this height. Okay, by default we have given some height as of now. Now we're not going to, I have just removed it. Now what exactly is happening here? See, if you try to check, control save, where is this rows? We are talking about the rows now. Okay, the same thing is going to happen, like the similar to columns, the same thing with the rows as well. The first value is going to be for the but it is going to be not going to be for columns, it is going to be for rows. Okay, the first row is going to be 100px 200px and the second row is going to be 100px. Okay, if you have a lot of properties, I mean a lot of divisions, I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna paste a few more divs for our references. Okay, see, control save and reload the page. We have three rows and three columns. Okay, now we are mainly talking about rows. Okay, now what I have done, I have passed only two values here. Okay, then how it is going to be, the first value is going to be first row is going to be 200 pixels and the second row is going to be 100 pixels. When it comes to the third row, it is going to be by default, it is not going to take any height. Okay, if you have passed any height, by default it is going to take that, or else it is not going to take any height here. Okay, it is not going to take any default height here. Okay, next, now we have a few more properties in this. What are all the properties? Now what I'm gonna do is grid template rows. We have done this. And the next one, grid auto rows. What is this auto rows is going to do? Auto rows, see, when it comes to this template rows, grid template rows, we are telling that we are looking for a specific thing. Okay, for the first row, second row. But when it comes to this auto rows, what is this going to do is, if you want some limited the same thing, I'm gonna give some 150px. Okay, if you want all the rows to be on the same size, then this is going to help us. Okay, I just wanna comment this. See, now it is going to be 200 pixels, 100 pixels, and by default value. Now I'm gonna just reload the page. What it is happening, for all the rows we have at the same size. That is what this grid auto rows is going to do. It is going to give all the rows of 150 pixels. Okay, 150 pixels, 150 pixels, and 150 pixels. Okay, this is how this grid auto rows is going to happen. Next, the next property is going to be in this grid auto rows only. What the thing is, what I am going to do is I'm gonna add some content here. Alvo rem 25. Okay, and it's not happening. Okay, we'll go to lorem and copy some dummy content, lorem episum. Okay, we'll try to copy some dummy content from here. From here, I just want to copy some dummy content. Now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna add it here in my first division. Okay, I'm gonna save this and I'm gonna reload our page. Okay, what is happening? Division, Control S, and okay, now if you check what is happening here, this is what happening. See, what is happening in the sense, we have a lot of content, but we are restricting its height. Okay, we are restricting its height or not. That is what, if you are restricting the height, these sort of things happens. It is like going collaborating with other elements. Okay, it should not happen in real time scenarios. So to avoid these sort of things, okay, we have one more property called as, in this grid auto rows, we have min max property. Min max, what is this min max is going to do is, you can you can pass two values here, 150px as well as auto. Okay, we want by default, we are telling that, see here we somewhere we have used some height. Oh, previously we used like 150, right? The same way, we want some minimum height. For that, what we are going to do, we are going to pass 150px, and the maximum height is going to be auto. It is going to be, see, that is what min and max. Okay, first minimum value is 150px and maximum value is auto. Now we'll see what it is going to do. See what is happening. Minimum, it is going to be 150 pixels. 150 by default, it is going to be 150 pixels. If the content keeps on increasing, it is going to auto adjust itself. Okay, that is the advantage of this, using this min and max. Understood? Next we have grid row gap. Okay, when it comes to, we are passing here, like we are getting some gap here. How we are getting? By default, we are giving some where is this padding. Here we are passing our margin here. I just commented this margin. Now we'll check how this is going to look. See, this is how this is going to look. Now we need some gap here. Okay, for that, what you are going to do, grid row gap. Okay, for this row gap, I gonna give some npx. Okay, caps lock 10px, control S. Now if you try to reload, see, you have for all the rows, it is going to give 10px. I'm gonna give 20. Let this be 20 and reload. See, we have 20 pixels for all the rows. But when it comes to for columns, if you want row gap, like column gap, the property is going to be grid column gap. For this, I'm gonna pass some any value, 30px. I'm gonna save this and reload this. See, now you can see the gap between the columns as well. Okay, rows, if you want specific width gap for rows, you can give it. If you want specific padding for gap for columns as well as rows, you can use this. Okay, grid column gap as well as grid row gap. Okay, now if we want the same size for both, for column as well as row, now we have one more property called as grid gap. Okay, using this grid gap, you can pass whatever the value you pass here, it is going to apply for both the rows and columns. I'm gonna pass some grid gap, control save and reload. See, 20 pixels has been applied for both rows as well as columns. Okay, now we have a few more properties called as, like you have already seen this in flex, display flex. Okay, but how is this different from there? A small things is different. The rest of the functional device, it is going to be the same. Okay, the way which we are going to write is a little bit difference. That's it. The rest of the things are going to be same. Justify content. Okay, there we are going to write justify content center, flex start, flex end. Here we are going to write just start. Okay, here the flex start, flex end is not going to work. Okay, justify content start end, that sort of things. I'm gonna give end. See, we'll check. See, now it is going to be in the end. I'll just remove the content.
As long as if you need some service, try to use that service and pay for that. And earlier it was not like that.
Div one.
Physical service for one project also you need a physical server. For 100 projects also you need a physical server.
Save and reload it. Okay, now it is on the right hand side. Now next, what is the next here? And center, you can also give center. For the center, the content is going to be in the center. Next, start center, and also we have there we have what are all the properties we have: space around and space between. What is the space around is going to do? It is going to give the space around the elements on the left and right, not on the top and bottom. Okay, and now we have one more property called as space between. What is the space between is going to do? The same properties we have in flex. Okay, the same thing it is going to do here as well. Okay, space between in the sense it is going to give the space in between. It is not going to take on the left and the right. It is going to just give the space in between the elements. Okay, I think you understood. Okay, and justify item. Justify, we have one more property called as justify item. What is this justify item is going to do? What is this justify item is going to do? In the sense, I could just gonna make it happen here. Justify, is there any syntax? JUSTFI, justify item center. Control S, Control X.
So now database RDBMS here.
Justify content. Okay, I just gonna comment this. Even though Control Z. Justify item. Okay, there is some error here. Yeah, justify items. Yeah, even though justify items. I think this is correct. We'll try to check. Yeah, this is working, but it does the color is not changing. Let that be. Okay, justify items center. What is this justify items in the sense? It is going to make your items. It is going to work with items now. Okay, it is going to make your items center. Okay, and also grid gap, and I'm gonna give some height for it. Height of parent, right? For height of 100%. When you are giving this in percentage, it is going to take according to the height. Height of 2 pixels, 100. Height of 100 VH. Save, save and reload. See, now it is fine. Okay, it is taken to the height. I mean the whole height. Now we'll try to check this. We have center. Now we'll give start. Start. Control save and try to reload. See, it is going to be items is going to start. Come to the start. Okay, when it comes to end, it is going to go to the end. See, we are playing now with items, not the whole thing. We are going to only play with items. Justify items. This is going to be for the content. This is going to be items. Okay. Next property, align items. Okay, I just want to comment this. Here we have align items property. Align items property. What is this align items is going to do is this also have the same thing, start and as well as, see, it is going to come to the start. See, it is going to be this way. Okay, in the previous session, it like for justify content and all, this here it is going to be like vertical thing. Now it is going to be horizontal. Now if you try to check start, end, now it is going to come to the bottom. See, it came to the bottom of the particular thing. Okay, now if you want center, it is going to come to the center of that particular thing. Center, save and reload. See, it has come to the center. Using these properties, you can do all sort of things now. Okay, and reload. Okay, this is like all the things software. This is like more than enough as for the freshers. Okay, now what you guys are going to do is you try to practice this. Okay, you just practice what are all the things which we have discussed here. You just try to practice it. Okay, try to understand, like don't go into the deep of grid. Okay, it is going to give you some as a beginners, it is not necessary as well. Okay, no one is going to ask as a like for experience also, they are not going to use this grid. Okay, because flex is more comfortable. So to let you know how this grid is working. We are just I have explained this. Okay. Next, we are going to talk about this positions. What is this position? Okay, we will try to understand what is this position is all about. Okay. I just gonna explain this what is this positions all about. Now we'll just gonna take a 5 minutes break so that you just go through this. Just come, we'll just take a 5 minutes break and we'll take I will start with positions. Okay. What is this positions and what sort of positions everything I gonna explain you. Okay. We just gonna take a 5 minutes break. Coming back,
Now when you're talking about data manipulation,
now we are going to talk about positions. Positions is very important thing. With these positions we are going to in real time this is going to play a huge role. Okay, many people get confused with these positions. I gonna explain you in detail, so please try to understand how these positions is going to work. Okay, and also the difference, like when we are like talking about all these sort of things individually, if you are going to talk, we are talking like state to state forward, but when it comes to real time, that is not the scenario. There will be n number of elements coming into your way, so you need to take care of all the things. So if you're with the basic knowledge, it is not going to help. You need to go deeper into the web, how this each and every element is going to work and each and every style is working. If you understand this way, okay, then only you can understand it better, or else you it is going to be a little bit tough. See, now see, always try to use this inspect. See here you have only how many here how I'll try to explain how much detail you can dive deeper. See, you have a lot of divisions here. You need to it is going to each and every division is going, each and every element is going to impact on the other elements. If you are not going to write a proper code, okay, you should be aware of it, what exactly you are writing. Without knowing that, it is not going to come in a single shot. Okay, you need to have this. It is a skill which is going to acquire on a regular regular practice. Okay, it is not going to come in a instantly, like within a day or within a night. It is not going to happen. It is going to continuously, you need to keep continuously effort on it. Okay, then only you will come to understand what exactly where exactly it is happening. Okay, so see all the elements here. Now we will try to talk about here. We'll try to talk about I'm gonna create a new file called as CSS file new. I'm gonna create a new file. Okay, I'm gonna name this as positions. Positions is very important. See, it is also very interesting as well. Okay, if you understand this, you're gonna enjoy it. Okay, it is going to be very interesting, but people get confused here, so don't get confused. I'm gonna explain you in a better way. Doc type doctyp. As a beginner, always try to completely write this HTML code. Don't try to copy paste, or don't make a habit of like looking the syntax and writing here. Okay, try to you should be like in a position to write within at whatever the time it is going to be. You should be in a position to write this at least the basic syntax. Okay, now I'm gonna say this, control save as positions in JavaScript, in CSS, positions in CSS dot HTML. Okay, now we have our HTML root element. What is the root element of the page? It is going to be always HTML. Okay, now I'm gonna have a head tag. What are all the head tag contains? It is going to contain all the meta information as well as the page information. Inside this we have a title, but and also most of the cases this is going to be contains meta information. Meta information in the sense page information. Page information in the sense, it most of the scenarios this is going to be like search engine optimization for Google search, better searching options to our page to get easily to the Google. We are what the information is going to, we are going to pass here in meta tags. Okay, that is going to take care by SEO people. You don't need to like worry about it. Title of positions, SITIONS positions, SITIONS positions in CSS. Okay, this is the head tag, and I'm gonna create a body tag, body. Now when it comes to this body, what are all the things we need? Control save. Just let this be, and inside this head I'm gonna write all my style as well. Okay, don't make always try to create an external CSS file. For your understanding, I was using this internal, or else I will not use this internal as well. We always prefer external. Okay, for like going to another page and coming back, it is going, you will not be comfortable. So for your understanding, I was using this internal. Don't use inline, never use inline. For some cases you can use internal, but always preferred way external. Okay, next, style. Okay, when it comes to his body, what I gonna do is I gonna what are all the, first we'll try to understand what are all the different positions we have. What is this positions? In the sense, position is nothing but moving on the elements, okay, without any collisions. Okay, the simple way, moving on the top of elements without disturbing other elements, layer by layer. I'll try to show you that. Okay, what are all the different positions we have? Positions, SITIONS, positions in CSS. Okay, and inside this we have static and relative, absolute, and fixed, and sticky. Okay, these are all the 5 positions we have in CSS. Okay, out of which, if you understand this relative and absolute, it is, the rest of the things are nothing, normal. There is it is going to be very easy. Okay, now first talking about static. Static is nothing but by default each and every element is going to be in static position. Okay, there is nothing to do with the static. Okay, each and every element by default it is going to be static. In some cases we are going to use this static as well. Okay, in which scenarios? In the sense, in real time scenarios, if you are doing something dynamically, okay, it is having relative or in media queries, in that sort of areas you are going to use the static. Okay, uh, apart from that you are not going to use in the regular way. Okay, when it comes to this relative, what is this relative, what is this absolute, fixed, sticky? Okay, I'm gonna explain you each and every element of it, aspect of it. I'm gonna create some any example. I'm gonna create a small example for it. For example, div. Okay, for this what I am going to do is division or section. This I'm gonna make section. Okay, inside this section I'm gonna create a div. Okay, inside this div what I am going to do is okay, when it comes to here, what is this division is going to do? I gonna just gonna give some content here, like nothing. What I gonna do, I'll just add my styles so that it is going to be better. For my division I'm gonna give some content here, positions, uh, positions. I'm gonna take p tag. I'll just let it be positions, POSITIONS, positions. Okay, now I'm gonna save this and I'm gonna reload this. I mean, open in default browser we have this positions. For this I'm gonna give some color for it. Okay, for my division, div. Okay, for this division what I am going to do is I'm gonna add some I'm gonna give some class name. Class is equals to child div, child div, control S. Okay, I'm gonna dot child div, control save. Now what is this child div is going to do? I'm gonna add some properties. I'm gonna give some color, background color of background, yeah, COLOR, color of We have already opened our color codes so that we're gonna copy it from there. See, we'll try to copy it from here. Control C and Control V. Okay, Control save. I'm gonna give some particular height and width as well. So that height of uh, 200 px as well as width of 200 px. Okay, now save and reload our page. Now this here. Reload. See, we have our positions here. Okay, I'm gonna change my color to white, as well as font size of 20 px. Save and reload. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is, now how this position, the same thing. I'm gonna give for parent, for section, class, or else for the same section, section dot section, section. By default it is going to be section. ACT I want section. For section, what I'm gonna give some border of 1 or 2 px, solid red color. Okay, now I'm gonna give some padding as well. Padding of 20 px. Save, Control save and reload. Now we have everything in our position. Now we are talking about, by default we have talked about static. What is this static is going to do? It is by default each and every element is going to be static. Now what I am going to do, I was explaining this relative. What is this relative is going to do? I gonna apply this relative to my child. Okay, what is this? Position relative. Okay, I gonna reload it. Okay, and one more important thing. Okay, I gonna tell you 4 properties which is going to work only in positions. If the positions is not there, those properties are not going to work. That is nothing but it is top, bottom, left and right. Okay, top. These properties are going to work only with positions. Okay, without this position, this properties has no impact. This top is not going to impact anything. See, I can remove this, comment this position. See, there is no impact on this top. Okay, it is not going to you cannot see this, it has no impact without positions, this top, bottom, left and right. Okay, now what exactly is happening with position? Okay, I'm gonna reload this. What exactly is happening? What is this position is going to do is, see, it is by default it is going to be here. When we pass relative here, okay, what this is going to do is, it is going to just come out of that particular layer. Okay, see, this is one layer now. This red color, we have this one layer. Okay, what this is going to do, this is, we have applied position for this division, child. Okay, what this is going to happen now, it is going to just come out of that layer. Okay, we talked about these layers in our previous class when we are talking about float. Okay, in the same way, it is going to come out of this particular layer. It is not going to impact on any other elements, like it is not going to show the behind the scenes. It is holding the position of this relative. Behind the scenes, it is holding the position. Okay, it is not going to delete this particular space here. It is going to hold that space. But only thing, see, it by default. Okay, yes. See, by default it is going to be like we have position relative. What this position relative is going to do, it is going to just come out of that layer and stay in the same position where it is. It is not going to do anything there. Okay, until unless we pass some properties here, like top, bottom, left or right, then only this relative position is going to impact. Okay, up to that, it is going to, it will come out of that layer. Okay, it is going to come out of that layer and it is going to stay calm. It is not going to do anything. Okay, once we pass this 100 pixels, now it is going to show the impact. From the top, it is going to take 100 pixels. Okay, we have passed a top of 100 pixels. So from the top, from that particular position, it is going to start calculating. Okay, from this particular position, it is going to move to the from top of 100 pixels, it is going to move 100 pixels to the bottom. Now I'm gonna pass some left of 200 px. I'm gonna save this and reload this. See, from that particular position, it is going to move left of 200 pixels. I mean to the right. To the right, it is going to move. Okay. Now I'm gonna like right. From right, by default, it is going to be here. Okay. From top, it is going to come here 100 pixels. It is going to stay here. When I pass the right, from this particular position, it is going to move to the left. Okay, right in the sense from right, this particular right position, it is going to move to the left in the sense from that particular position, it is going to move to the right. Okay, that is how this positions is going to work. And bottom in the sense, I'm gonna pass, I'm gonna just check this, I mean comment this top, and I'm gonna pass some 400 px. Okay, now I'm gonna save and reload. See, you cannot see the element here where it has gone from this right of 200 pixels, right of from this particular position, right of 200 pixels, it has moved into here, it somewhere here it is going to be, it will be there. Okay, and when bottom of 400 pixels, from bottom it is going to move. Okay, from here it is going to move somewhere here, it is going to be on the top somewhere. Now I will try to check, we'll slowly debug it. Okay, now we have to our position for this children. Now for my children, I have applied right of 200 pixels. See, I'm gonna reduce this right. See, from somewhere it is going to come back again. Okay, right. Okay, bottom of 400, this is what it is impact. I'm gonna reduce this bottom. See, from top it is going to come. Okay, when it comes to right, now it is, you can see the impact. See, it is going to move here. Okay, in the negative value, in the sense, it is going to be move in the opposite direction. Understood? This is how this relative is going to work. Very simple. But when it comes to multiple elements, you need to know for which element you are going to apply this. Okay, then you can understand it better. Now we'll jump into absolute position. Okay, now I think if you have any doubts, like when I was teaching you, if you have any doubts related to it, you just make a note of it and try, like from 8:30 to 9 we are going to have a doubt session. You can like just give it in the comment section so that I gonna create that. Now we are going to talk about absolute. What is this absolute is going to do? We understood this position relative. It is very simple. I'll just comment this top and right and bottom. Okay, now when it comes to absolute, okay, relative is like straightforward. It is not going to do any sort of thing. See, it is going to be like as usual. Relative in the sense, it gonna just come out of that layer and it is going to stay calm. And when you pass some top, bottom, left or right, then it is going to have some impact on it. Okay, and it is also not going to delete this space which it is holding. Okay, it is going to hold that space as it is. Okay, if this space is deleted, it is going to impact on other elements. It is not doing that. Okay, so that is how this relative is going to be. Now when it comes to absolute, what is this absolute is going to do? This absolute is now I'm gonna just change in here for this particular element only. I'm gonna give absolute. Okay, position absolute. Now you should have to check, see what exactly is happening. See, previously when it is relative, it is holding its position, it is holding its space. But when I passed this absolute, what is happening? It is deleting the space which is holding there. Absolute, it is not going to hold that particular space. Okay, it is going to remove that space, as well as it has many things to do with this absolute. Okay, now we're gonna pass some top of 0px. Okay, control save. See, now what is happening here? It is like when it comes to previously relative, from that particular position it is going to move, but this is not the case with absolute. Okay, it is always going to check with its parent. Okay, now I have passed if when it comes to this absolute, first what this is going to do is it is going to check its parent, if that parent is relative or not. Okay, if no parent is applied relative, what is the parent for this child div? We have, what is the parent for this section? It is going to check this section, if this section has property relative or not. Okay, if the relative, and also it is going to check for all the parents. If you have n number, you have a few more elements on the top. Okay, for this section only you have 2 more parents. For that also it is going to check, for each and every parent it is going to check, is there any position relative available. Okay, if that position relative is available to that particular element, from that particular element it is going to stop, from there it is going to start its position. Okay, if no element is like no parent has position relative, it is directly going to the root element, to the body. Okay, it is directly it will directly go to the body. That is what happening here. Now firstly what it is going to do, it is going to check for the section, if there is any position relative available to this section. Okay, no position applied here. See, for this we haven't passed any position here. Now what it is going to do, so we have no parent, so it is directly going to the body here. See, it is directly to the body. See, there is no by default also it is going to have some space. I have given top of 0. It directly go and it started from the beginning, top body. Okay, and I'm gonna pass left of 0 pixels. Save and reload. See, it is not even giving any space here. It is directly going to the body. Okay, directly it is going to the body. Now bottom, bottom. Now it is going to be for the bottom, sorry, top. Okay, I just gonna comment this bottom of 0. See, now it is going to be the bottom. Okay, this absolute is like a little bit naughty thing. Okay, it is not going to listen. It is going to do all sort of things, activities. Now on the right of 0px, I gonna reload this. See, from the body to the body it is going to do, it is going to start it. Now from that particular position it is going to start. Okay, if I give 100px, save and reload the page. See, from that particular position it is going to start executing 100 pixels. Okay, that is what happens with this absolute. Okay, top of 100px, I'm gonna pass some top of 100px. Okay, from this particular position, from that particular top position it is going to start off like 100 pixels, sorry, 100 px, yeah, control 100 px. Understood? Next, this is what this position absolute is going to be. I'm gonna show you some real-time examples as well. Okay, I'm gonna show you some how this is going to work in real time as well. Okay, we can and end of the day, like what is this positions is going to do, it is going to move elements on other elements as well. Now I'll try to show that as well. First try to understand the concept. Okay, then I'll try to show the real-time example. If you understand this relative and absolute, then the positions is very easy. Okay, next, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pass position relative to my parent, position relative. Okay, now it is going to start from here, top of, see, right, I'm gonna give 0px here. Previously it is going to be this body, right? From body it is not even giving any space here. Now see, from where it is starting from its parent, because with this what is this absolute is going to do, it is going to check always its parent. If the parent is available with position relative, if it is available, then it is going to start from there, or else it is going to start from the body. That is what happening here. See, if I just comment this position relative to its parent, it is going to start from its body. Understood? From this particular person, now I'm gonna give some 100px from that particular position, from this particular parent it is going to start executing the top of 100px. Okay, now I'll try to show some real case scenarios how this position is going to work. I mean, position relative and absolute. And also the important key points to remember is, when it comes to a relative, it is independent. Okay, what is this independent in a sense? It is not depending on anything. relative, if you are going to pass position relative to any particular element, it is not depending on anything, it is independent. It is going to act according to its the past properties. But when it comes to absolute, it is not the case. It is going to check its parent is that relative or not. It is like independent. Absolute is nothing but dependent. Okay, when it comes to relative, it is independent. Now I'll try to show some example for it. For positions relative, firstly I'm gonna show for a relative position. See, coming to our website, see this is what if you try to check behind the scenes, they have used position relative. See what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna like inspect it. See what exactly is happening. This is the advantage of using these positions. What is the advantage? We can move the elements on other elements. See, here we have this element, somewhere they have used position relative to it for the whole thing, for this row, and for this for its parent, for this one and this one. Okay, this one it is. See, you can see if you see bottom, left and right, so they have used position here somewhere. So we'll try to go down. See, here you can see position relative. See, if I uncheck this position relative, what it is going to happen? See, it is going to go with the flow of that particular page. But when we check this position relative, it is going to come out of that layer and it is going to hover on this. It can move anywhere on this page. Okay, see, I have used position relative, so it came out of it. Okay, it came out of this flow, normal flow. Okay, but now width of 100 pixels, padding right, padding left. Here they have used top, left, right. See, I'm gonna remove this bottom. See, by using this bottom property, they have they have moved this element to the top, like on other elements. Okay, you can move element on other elements using positions. See, that is what happening. See, I can do all sort of things. See, you can hover, you can take it wherever you want. See, it is in the middle of the page, on other things. Okay, if you can do all sort of things, and if you want to like decrease it, see, you see, it is now, it is here, it is not here, not here, it is gone bottom of it, it is here, behind it, it is there. Understood? That is what this position relative is going to do. Okay, when it comes to absolute, it is going to be a little tough to we cannot define now. Okay, but once I find it, I can like show you. Now it is going to be a little bit tough to show you like where they have used this position absolute. I'm not sure. Okay, next, but you try to understand the concept. If you understand the concept, you can do all sort of things. Next, position fixed. What is this position fixed is going to do? Okay, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create one more image, division, and I'm gonna give some image tag here. SRC is equals to, I'm gonna copy this AchieversIT logo, copy image address, and I'm gonna paste it here. Next, alt is equals to AchieversIT logo. Okay, I'm gonna save this, and coming back to our page, we have our page here. Sorry, where is our page? Positions in here. We have our image here. Okay, now what I am going to do for this particular division, okay, for this particular division we are talking about fixed position here. Position SIT position fixed. I have given the class name, sorry, I was not giving any class here. Class is equals to position fixed. I have given the class name as position fixed. For this, what I'm gonna do now, I just gonna comment this position absolute, so that you can understand this position. Where it is impacting here, position relative. Okay, now we have this here. Okay, we are talking about position fixed. What is the position fixed class which I have given? Position SITI position fixed. Okay, for this what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give position fixed. Okay, fixed. And just what is this position fixed is going to do is it is just going to fix in that particular position. Control save. For my body I'm gonna increase some height so that you can see the difference. Height of 1440 px. Control save, and if you have to reload, see what exactly is happening here. See, we have the image here, but it is not going to change anywhere. Okay, it is not going to change. It is going to, whatever you do, see, we have a lot of scroll here. What is happening? It is not going to change its position. That is what this position fixed is going to do. Okay, in which cases we are going to use this in real time? If you ask, see, what are all the things you observe here, like fixed. Okay, this is a fixed position. This is also, this footer is also going to be a fixed position. Okay, see, I just gonna like inspect it. Okay, for this inspect, see here, not this, not this, for footer. Okay, for this this is the div. Okay, for this division they have used, see here you can see the position fixed. Soon after I uncheck this position fixed, it is going to disappear from here. See, it disappeared because it is somewhere on the bottom now. See, here it is now because the position fixed has been used. See, if you give position fixed, whatever you do, it is not going to move. For that they have given what, bottom of 0. Okay, what is this bottom of 0 is? For this position fixed, where you need to fix your element. Okay, in that case you need to like bottom of 0. If you give if you are going to increase this bottom, see, I can increase this bottom. See, from bottom of 110 pixels it is going to be fixed. Okay, from bottom of 110 pixels it is going to get fixed. Understood? See, this is also fixed, this is also fixed, this is also fixed. These are all the examples for position fixed. Okay, next what do we have? We have sticky. For my sticky, what I'm gonna do, see, for example, for sticky is let me create one more division for sticky. Control C and Control V. Control C and Control V. Okay, inside this image I'm gonna give some h2 tag. Okay, well, for this h2 tag I'm gonna give this is sticky. I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna give this class position, class name as position sticky, position sticky. Okay, now I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna reload this, reload our page. Here position, this is sticky. Now the rest of the properties I'm gonna like just comment this, I'm gonna say this, and everything is fine. Now this is sticky. Now what is this sticky is going to do? For this I'm gonna write our properties dot position sticky, position sticky. Oh, it's inside the comment. Control X, Control. Okay, position sticky. For this position sticky, have we given capital letter? No. Position sticky. For this, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pass some, see, position sticky is nothing but it is a combination of both position relative as well as fixed. The combination of position fixed and relative. Okay, try to understand this. The position sticky is nothing but the combination of position sticky as well as position relative and fixed. Now I'm gonna give some position sticky. For this top of 0. Okay, now what exactly it is going to do? Now if you try to reload the page, see what exactly it is going to do. Okay, position is not I'll try to check this position. Yeah, for h2 I just gonna h2 remove this h2. Just remember this H2, control save and position relative. Okay, position relative. Just give me a second. Position, any class name mistakes, control C, control V, save position ststky top of 0. I'm gonna give some 10px. Control save and reload. Now it is not opening. I just wanna check it from here. For this position, this is still, this is sticky. For this top ststky top of 10px position sticky and top of 10px. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come out of that particular section. Control X and control V. Yeah, it is now. It is working. Okay, and now it is not with the parent. It should not be with the parent. Now what it is going to do? What is this sticky is nothing but see, it is going to see, on reaching on to the top, it becomes sticky. What it is going to, like we said, it is the combination of position relative. What is this position relative? By default it is going to come out and it is going to stay there, and it is going to go with the flow. Now once it reaches to that particular top position of 10px, what we have passed, position of 10px, once it reaches the top of 10px, it is from there it is going to be fixed. It has changed to fixed. Now I'm gonna pass like 100. Control save, and if you try to reload, see, from once it reaches to the position of 100 pixels from the top, it is going to stay there. Okay, this is how this sticky is going to work. Okay, very simple. If you understand relative and absolute, this fixed and sticky is not a big deal. So try to concentrate on that is also like very important. Fixed and sticky, where in real time, if you want to check, see, this is one of the example. See, in which here you can see this navbar. Okay, by default it is going to be relative, and once it reaches to the top of 0, see, it is going to get fixed. See, this is one of the example. Okay, for sticky. Okay, from that particular position where you want to come out, from there it is going to be sticky. Understood? That is what this sticky is all about. Any doubts in this? If you have any doubts in positions, please let me know. Okay, that is it for all. And also one more important, very important thing is z-index. This is a property which is going to come in these positions. What is this z-index? Is nothing but, okay, it is going to be like a layer by layer. Z-index, stack image. Okay, what is this z-index? In the sense, this is going to work with positions. See, I'm going to show you some images. See, what is this z-index is going to do is, see, this is how it is going to come. Relative in the sense, it is going to, this is the normal flow. It is once you apply some relative, it is going to come out of that flow. And what the thing now with z-index, what is this z-index is nothing but which layer to come on the top. Okay, if you want this blue color layer to come on the top, okay, then you need to have high z-index. Okay, you can give any values. If you give more value, more z-index to particular this, whatever you want to come out, okay, on the top, for that particular z-index you need to give high z-index. For this blue color, if you want to come on the top, you are going to pass. See, think that we have 4 z-index. Now I gonna tell this is 1 2 3 4. I have given z-index of 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. Okay, now you want this violet color to come on the top. Okay, then you need to give highest z-index. If you give 10, it is going to come here. For this, if you give 11, it is going to come here. Which is having highest z-index, it is going to come onto the top. Okay, Now for example, now here we have seen this already. See, z index. See, this one, okay, this, for this they have given position. For this, what I'm gonna do, bottom of, I'm gonna take this down. See, on the top, in the sense, see, I'm gonna take it to the top. See, it is going to come this on the top of this layer, this particular layer, on this slider, on the top of it, this is going to come. Okay, but when it comes to bottom, see, because this is having highest z index, okay, but when it comes to here, it is not, it is going to the bottom of it. Why? Because it is, this section is having highest z index. Okay, now if you want this layer to come on to top of this layer, what you need to do, you need to have highest z index. So I'm gonna give some z index of I don't know how much they have given for this. Now I'm gonna increase it. See, I have given high 1. For 1 only, they haven't passed any z index, even though it is applying. Now I have given 1, so that now it is on the top now. See, now if you try to check, see, now it is on the top. That is what this z index is going to do. Okay, it is going to be in, you can also give this in negative values as well. Okay, you can give 100,000 also. Okay, that is what this z index is going to do. Okay, now that's it for today, guys. That is it for today. If you have any queries, you just let me know. And also I'm gonna share the attendance into the chat, so that I try to fill the attendance. In the meanwhile, if you have any queries, let me know in the comment section.
So here we are just taking the storage region we are using you can see that this is a region. There are multiple regions available in
We just wanna give you this the attendance sheet. Please try to fill the attendance. Okay, we have shared the attendance. Please try to fill the attendance. Give your valuable feedback. If you want anything, you want any changes in the training or in regarding all the things, you can give us a feedback. And also, when it comes to this today's task, what is the today's task is, you try to use all the properties, positions, as well as previously you have used grid. Okay, try to practice at grid as well as this positions, positions. You try to execute this and you try to forward us. Okay, this needs to be created. You have already created this page, right? Those who have created, those who are day to day working with us, those who are created this. Okay, you try to add this. Those who have not created, try to create this page using flex. Okay, layouts, and those who have already created, you can create this, and using these positions you need to arrange this. You try to, for this section, you can for now you can use an image here. Okay, on the top of that image, on here, in this same way, I need these positions. Okay, we need to have these positions. Understood? And that is one of the tasks, as well as this one to be fixed. See, I'm gonna tell you. See, this is one of the tasks. This is one, and this is going to be sticky. This navbar should be sticky, and when it comes to this footer, this has to be fixed. Okay, this is task 3. Okay, this, and also, okay, that is fine. Okay, three. This has to be fixed, this has to be sticky, and this has to be on the top of this particular image. Okay. uh, any queries, let us know.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes, that is the reason they are also giving, idea. So we have given the, whatever the database region that we have used, that Indian capacity, more than the capacity that we gave. That's the reason we started giving it. So now I hope we understand what is the issue. Primary key length we should not be increasing. So without the search, we go for without the search. Source registry. Next, what are the username? Name, this is the length that we have to specify. So for this created date and time stamp, there is no date time stamp. So query, yes. Thank you so much, sir. Now, if you can see the structure of this particular table, so primary keys. Now tomorrow, if you wanted to link this particular master table to any other slave tables, that is where you will be using point. That's okay. Now database is created, table is created just by using
uh, I had a query. Sir, can you please provide some notes for reference? Okay, yeah, I will try to make that. And also like W3 schools is very good for HTML and CSS. You can refer that. Okay, it is going to from basic. It is there. Okay, you can get it from there. You can. There is no specific notes to it. If you want, we can also provide. But W3 schools is good with the content. If you go through it, it is fine. Okay, I see no queries here. Okay, that's it. Okay, if you have any queries, also you can reach to us. Okay, to our with our WhatsApp number. That's it for today, guys. Thank you all. We'll meet you tomorrow at the same time. Okay, thank you all.